Namaskar friends. Hello and welcome to the Tulips Lounge. I am Mahesh Vallabh Pandey, your host, founder director of Netherlands-based Stichting Sanskriti and Sanskar Foundation, a foundation dedicated towards cross-cultural exchange and promotion between India and Netherlands and beyond. Today, we have in our Tulips Lounge a very special guest, the Ambassador of India to the Netherlands, Her Excellency Mrs. Reenat Sandhu ji. She has been an exceptional diplomat since last 35 plus years, and this month she is signing off from her diplomatic career. She has had a distinguished career in diplomacy with extensive experience in international relations. We are honored to have her here on our show today to know more about her, her journey, and contributions towards furthering India interests on a foreign soil, and to also know what it means to be a woman diplomat.
So, Namaskar and welcome to the Tulips Lounge, ma'am. Thank you so much for giving your valuable time to us. Highly appreciate it.
Namaskar and thank you so much, Maheshji, for having me as your first guest on this show. Thank you.
Thank you so much, ma'am. It must be very busy for you last month.
This has been quite a whirlwind. Lot
Yeah.
of things to complete, lots of goodbyes to say.
Yeah.
Last month is always very busy.
I can imagine. Yeah.
Yeah.
Finishing last things off, packing,
Yeah.
meeting people,
Yeah.
going to invites.
Yeah.
I can imagine. Okay.
Also because Netherlands has been such a interesting assignment, and I've made so many friends and
Wonderful.
got to know so many people, and it's really very heartwarming, the kind of response from the people who all want to meet me and say goodbye. So I'm really grateful for the warmth and affection that I have received, and I feel very touched in this last 1 month with the with all the overwhelming affection from the people.
It's a testament of the fact that how much this embassy under your regime has been overreaching people, the Indian diaspora in Netherlands. We are also very much touched by that one.
Thank you. I'm very fortunate to have a wonderful team here in the Netherlands, a very young and dynamic team, and very, very proactive and wanting to connect and do good things. So it's been a great team effort.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
Totally agree.
Yeah.
So many of us, ma'am, would want to understand or know how is a day in a life of a diplomat. We have our own days and nights and evenings, but how is it a day for you? How the day starts, how it ends, what all it goes? If you want to share some insights and experiences.
It's a very diverse mix. I won't say that your day is very kind of a standard day. For my colleagues in the embassy, depending on which area of work they are handling, the day would be quite different. So the officer handling cultural affairs would have a very different day from an officer handling political or economic affairs. So it really depends. There might be visits of delegations in which some of the team might be busy either preparing or receiving them, attending meetings in different ministries or departments, organizing cultural events, interaction with the media. Our consular officers, they would be totally different in handling the visa, passport requests and appointments. So it is a very interesting mix of activities that the embassy does and handles as the representative of the government of India in the host country, in this case the Netherlands. So you are sitting in the embassy, which is really a representation of India here in The Hague. And so the kinds of activities that we do are also a very interesting mix of work that goes on at the embassy.
Yeah, I could say after hearing that quite a day.
Yes.
I think your spouse is also have been an ambassador, and that to a very important strategic partner of India, USA. Now, since you are also a diplomat, and he also has been a diplomat, how easy or difficult is it to adapt towards each other's diplomatic missions? Because sometimes you are in different location altogether, and also specifically when you have kids, and on top of it, you are a woman taking care of your personal and professional pursuits. So how easy is it to adapt towards each other's diplomatic missions?
So, I would look at it a little differently. Firstly, I feel that I'm fortunate to have a spouse who's also in the diplomatic service, because you understand the kind of work pressures and requirements there are. So there's a very good understanding from that point of view, and I have received full support from him to continue the work that I have been doing. But also my children, they have adjusted and adapted quite well to these frequent changes in their life, moving from one country to another every 3 years is not easy. But fortunately, they have been quite open. And I think they have benefited in developing personalities which are, more open to cultural influences. So, yes, there are challenges, but I would say that I haven't faced any, specific difficulties just because of the fact I'm a woman. I think it's true for all women who are working. That you have to discharge different responsibilities as a mother, as a wife, as a daughter, and plus also look after your official and work responsibilities. But we are all used to multitasking and being able to handle all that quite adeptly.
Yeah, we can see that in last 3 years.
And I see that also, I have a lot of women in my team here at the embassy, young officers with little kids, doing everything and managing everything excellently.
Absolutely, yeah. We have been working with them very closely, quite often.
Right. Yeah.
So when you look back, ma'am, to 35 plus years of diplomatic experience, when you sit and relax, when you have time in leisure, I don't think you have time in leisure that much. So what comes into your mind from then till today? There a kind of a reel that goes through your eyes in which you can see some achievements, accomplishments, some lessons learned, some challenges. So
yeah. No, I totally agree, because 35 years is a long time. And I've been quite lucky to have traveled and worked in different countries. And I think you grow with every experience, you learn so much. Every country's relationship with India is different. People are different, culture is different. So you end up learning a lot, and everything makes you grow. And with every experience, I think you are able to handle the next assignment or the next challenge that you face with greater confidence. So yeah, it has been quite a diverse journey, starting from former USSR to going to Ukraine when it had just become independent and setting up a new embassy, which is quite a unique experience. But then, working in the neighborhood in a country like Sri Lanka, which has very close relations with India, and then moving on to Washington and in some of the European countries like Geneva, handling the WTO. So it's been, very different kinds of roles and work that one does. And that's, I think, the best part of being a diplomat, because of this very multi-dimensional experience that you get, which really adds to your overall growth as a person, as an officer, as someone who's contributing to your country's priorities, because in every country that we work, we are really carrying forward the agenda of the government of India, and ensuring that there is good understanding of our country's priorities and what we are doing and trying to achieve, and how those countries can be partners in India's growth and development.
Wonderfully said. Impressive. So I think Netherlands is your last diplomatic mission now. So let us talk something about the Netherlands and the bilateral ties between India and Netherlands. So what challenges do you, I will not say foresee, but what challenges you have had and what opportunities you foresee in improving or strengthening the bilateral ties between India and the Netherlands, and also specifically the people to people, connect. How is that helping in improving the bilateral ties of any country, but here more specific to Netherlands and India?
See, one thing I would say is that India-Netherlands relations are very problem-free. It's a great partnership that we have, a very positive agenda of cooperation, covering a large number of sectors and areas. We have certain priority sectors like water, agriculture, and health, where a lot of cooperation is going on. But we are also looking at new and strategic areas of cooperation, where Netherlands has a big technological advantage, like renewable energy, green hydrogen, AI, semiconductors, and so on. In the area of our, political interactions, we see an increasing, exchange of high-level visits. We had the visit, in fact, when I just landed, we had the state visit of the President of India. And last year, Netherlands was invited as a guest country during India's G20 presidency, during which we had several Dutch ministers and high-level dignitaries who visited India, attended the G20 meetings, and contributed to the discussions. And of course, the ultimate was the visit of Prime Minister Rutte to India to attend the G20 summit in September. He also traveled to Bangalore, which is a hub of many important Dutch companies like Philips and NXP. So that, in a way reflects the strength of the India-Netherlands relationship. But apart from all this bilateral cooperation that we have on the political side, on the commercial side, in the area of science and technology, a lot of focus on sustainability. You rightly mentioned it is the people-to-people ties that are extremely important and that really form the foundation of this relationship. We have a very large Indian community, both the Suriname Hindustani diaspora, who have been here much longer and whose ancestors left India more than 150 years ago, but also the more recent Indian expat community, who are highly skilled, who are professionals, engineers, professors, students, IT experts. So it's a businessmen representing, companies, investors. It's a very, very vibrant Indian community here, coming from all parts of India, very proud of their culture and heritage. And I've had the privilege of interacting with quite a few of them. It's a very large number, more than 65,000 and growing. But I feel that this is really going to be, going forward, a very important link between India and Netherlands, and which will provide the momentum for this ever-growing and strengthening partnership between our two countries.
Very well said, ma'am. I think it's a different dimension that I'm looking at now. Wonderful. Yeah. Talking about people, ma'am, because when people move to a different country, like we move to Netherlands, we bring some part of the culture of our country and also try to adapt the host country's culture. So in your view, the cultural exchange, or so to say, cultural diplomacy, how that plays a key role in strengthening the bilateral ties between any two countries, not only Netherlands.
See, as people, you are the Indian community here is interacting at multiple levels with the Dutch society, whether it is at your workplace, it is at your children's schools, it is in your normal day-to-day life, your neighbors, your community where you are living, and the cultural values that you bring to the Netherlands are extremely important, because the Dutch society learns about India and knows about India through the Indian community and through the Indian diaspora. So it's extremely important, the cultural diplomacy aspect of our work. And I always, whenever I meet the Indian community, of course, I congratulate them for all the good work they are doing, because they are really the true ambassadors of India abroad in familiarizing people about Indian culture and Indian values. And I see that across Netherlands, whether it's right in the north or south of Netherlands or east to west, we have a good spread of the Indian community. They are celebrating Indian festivals and being very positive contributors to the Dutch society as well as Dutch economy. One advice that I always also give is that please try to integrate as much as possible, because this is your adopted home. So while you are bringing all the good things about Indian culture to Netherlands, it's also important to learn the local language and in some ways, respect and adopt the local traditions as well, so that you integrate and you are part of the local society. And your children are growing up here, they are going to Dutch schools, learning Dutch language. So it's really important to be part of the society here, and also be active in public life, give back to society, whether you are working as professionals or let's say participating in the local municipality activities, in the council, in politics. But that's the best way to be influential and be part of the local society here. As far as the embassy is concerned, we have an Indian Cultural Center here in The Hague, which is also very special, because we don't have cultural centers in all countries. It's only in a few selected countries that we have cultural centers. We have a director and a yoga teacher who are from India, but we also have teachers who are teaching dance and music and Hindi, who have been locally hired. But the culture center is quite active, apart from organizing events and cultural performances from time to time. They are also teaching languages. They are teaching tabla, music, dance, etc. So it's a very good way to remain connected with Indian culture through the center. And I would encourage people to take advantage of this center. And also, it's not only for the Indian community, it's also for your Dutch friends. So please do also encourage your Dutch friends to come and experience Indian culture at the cultural center.
Yeah, absolutely. I think we have seen under your aegis, ma'am, the Gandhi Center has really come up. It is now visible. Earlier, we were not even aware there is a Gandhi Center here. And you rightly said, integration and assimilation into the host country's culture is very important, very key for living together, coexistence with the host country. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Maybe going to the next level, ma'am, now, since you have been a diplomat last 35 plus years, there have been many civil services aspirants in India and across the globe. And also there are some already deployed diplomats working on diplomatic missions, especially the women folks. As per you, what are those specific or special skills and qualities required for a diplomatic mission professionals to be successful in their professional endeavors?
Well, I joined the Foreign Service 35 years ago, as you said, and things have really changed and evolved with the service as well as with India. We see greater focus on economic diplomacy. The outreach of the Indian embassies has increased significantly, and also the connect with the Indian diaspora has increased. So, in terms of work, I would say the activities have, multiplied many folds. Uh, to be successful, I think it would be the same in any profession. It's a lot of hard work, dedication, trying to understand the country where you are posted, where you are working, understanding the local culture, the local history, the politics of the country is extremely important to be able to, uh, you know, uh, take advantage and do the best that you can for strengthening our bilateral relations with that country. So, only if you know the strengths of that country can you build on those going forward. So, my advice to young aspirants would be to, work hard and, uh, learn because you're constantly learning on the job. And for those who want to join, I think it's a very tough and a very competitive
Yeah.
world, but not anything different from other professions. It's just the decisions that you make in life on which stream you want to follow and what interests you and excites you.
Yeah.
And you should be in it only if you love doing this kind of work.
Absolutely. Yeah. No, very well said, ma'am. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Talking about the aspirants, and there are many aspirants who make it into diplomatic missions, and then they form part of an ambassador's team. And so, two questions on that, ma'am. So, how important is a team to carry forward the diplomatic initiatives, missions initiatives of an ambassador of a particular country? And if you want to comment on the team you have now here in Netherlands, and how much support you got from them, so how the team was, kind of formed
Yeah.
and acted upon your advices.
Well, as I said in the beginning also that teamwork is extremely important to deliver good outcomes and, to succeed in any job, and especially in an embassy because you have officers doing very different jobs, and then there is one part of your work which is public dealing, whether it is interacting with companies or the local community, doing cultural diplomacy, providing services like passports and visas. And the other aspect of, one part is public dealing, but there is also another very important part of diplomacy, which is interacting with the host government and, taking forward many of the decisions that are taken at the leadership level and strengthening cooperation, uh, looking at opportunities and then trying to, guide and build on those avenues of cooperation that are there. So I think teamwork is extremely important. Nobody can be successful alone. And coming to my team here in Netherlands, I'm extremely fortunate to have a very proactive, very committed and dedicated team. It would be hard to take names of all the team because we have an embassy of maybe 40 or more officers and staff. Some of them have come from India, some are locally hired. But unless you all work together, it's not possible to be successful. And for that, I'm really thankful to my entire team of officers and staff who have given me such good support and cooperation. And maybe sometimes I was a tough taskmaster, but they have done all their work very smilingly and happily. And very important thing, everybody, at every level has felt a sense of pride doing what they are doing.
Absolutely.
And that has been the real reason for our success. That, whatever you do, you feel that you are contributing and you feel proud about
Absolutely.
it. Yeah.
So I think we can definitely say we have experienced that in the last 3 years, the teamwork. Ma'am, last but not the least, you are signing off from your diplomatic career after 35 plus years.
Mhm.
So do you still want to continue working in some capacity or the other, or you want to hang your boots? And also, what parting message would you want to leave the Indian diaspora of Netherlands with?
Yeah. I would definitely like to take a break. I don't know what will happen in the long term. But presently, I'm just looking forward to spending time with my family and taking a break for some time. For the Indian community, I would say that, I have really been impressed by the kind of work that they are doing here in the Netherlands in various fields. And I always feel very proud when I go anywhere and I talk about the Indian community, I interact with them. So I would just say that they should continue doing the good work that they are doing, keep flying the flag of India high, and keep India close to your heart.
Very nice, ma'am.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. I think you will be missed for sure by the Indian diaspora. On behalf of Sisting Sanskriti and Sanskar Foundation, I wish you all the best for your post signing of life.
Thank you.
And thank you so much for your valuable time, ma'am.
Thank
Highly
you.
appreciate it.
Thank you
Thank you
so
so much, ma'am.
Thank you.